the kids that are more diverse learners tend to function better with a rhythm. And so our kids tend to draw us back into that rhythm more than a typical child who's just free to to float a little bit more. And I know rhythms are important in family structures. Do you have anything to say about that as far as, creating that rhythm other than those monthly check-ins, just intentional like cycles of time, days, weeks? I know it's a little bit off topic, but you seem like the perfect person to talk about that.
Yeah, it's I think part of it is the expectations where we're also talking to our kids about what we expect of them. They'll gripe that like, oh, my friends don't have to do this, and I'll say that's fine, but look around at society and how things are so dumbed down. We don't want you to be like everyone else. We want our family culture, again, that intentionality of saying, what are we striving for? What do we stand for? And our family culture is this. So we have these expectations and we want to help support you. We're not here to be taskmasters and, just force this stuff on you. So setting the expectations up front, I think getting our kids into goal setting, I think incentives are important. We never do an allowance ourselves. I don't think personally that children should be rewarded for pulling their weight in the family household, but I do believe in incentives because that's how humans behave, is always on incentives. And so where my kids have certain educational goals, right, where appropriate, sometimes we'll come in and say, okay, great, like what could be a celebration if you finish these 3 books in this amount of time, we'll go to your favorite restaurant that we never go to, or something, just to have that motivational factor. The calendaring things, I think, is often critical. So it's one thing to say, yeah, let's make sure we talk about this. No. You got to put it in the calendar,
right? Exactly.
You got to protect it. I have also found that quarterly day dates with our kids has been very helpful. So in our case, we have 2 kids. And so my wife and I will alternate every quarter doing a day date just with, that one child. And so having that alone time where we can talk to them about their goals and, hey, how are things going and what's not working and what's working well, and just talking openly about it, I think has been very helpful. And then beyond that, I would say sometimes more of the power comes from the spontaneous conversations than the planned ones. So as important as the plan and the preparations are for making sure nothing's slipping and making sure you are reorienting as needed, I think oftentimes it's the spontaneous conversations that have more power because we're responding to something that's weighing on our kids' minds. We're pulling something out of a current event or something we heard on the radio, and we can have a conversation together about it. Our kids saw something on their friend's, phone on TikTok that, they're, curious about or concerned about.
Yes.
Great. Let's talk as a family about that and use that as a hook to have a deeper conversation about something. I think, leaving space and always on the prowl for what are those like spontaneous conversations that you can, I think those are the ones that are more memorable too, because if we're talking about what our kids are focused and thinking about, I think that's going to be better than us coming to them and saying, I have this presentation, please sit down for my, 20 slide PowerPoint, right?